Belfast in front of the City Hall where the flag was taken down. Hello there, Nick.
Hello there, Natalie. Well, the violence was bad. 29 police officers injured, 4 of those taken to hospital. 2 of them, according to police, were kept in hospital overnight. And the violence was the worst daytime rioting violence here since the flag protest began just over a month ago. It was supposed to be a peaceful protest about flying the Union flag. But it was anything but. It had begun peacefully enough minutes earlier outside Belfast City Hall, where the City Council voted to fly the Union flag just 18 days a year. Why is the flag so important to everyone here?
Because we've been brought up underneath it, and it's the way I want it to stay.
It's been up for so long. Why is it such a problem now? And why was it taken down? It shouldn't have been taken down.
I'm more actually here, if I be perfectly honest, to pray for peace in our streets. I think there's a lot of people here that a lot of anger and frustration has been bred.
Marshals in bright jackets at the front, leading a fairly orderly procession of more than 1,000 Protestants. The protests are all about the flag, but scratch the surface here and the issues run much deeper to the core of the peace agreement 15 years ago that ended...
in charge here.
No, give us 5 minutes. Tempers rise as police block their chosen path.
Go and talk to the press office.
We're going to the market. You're
Gay! Crowds scattering, all order is gone. Then this, a Catholic teenager races out to pelt the Protestants. From the safety of a Catholic neighbourhood, he continues the barrage. It's like a red rag to a bull. Protestants taunt the Catholics. Police reinforcements race forward. What's happened here is the police have tried to protect the Protestant protesters from a Catholic neighbourhood. The Catholics are throwing rocks at them. It's become split, it's become violent. The protest is free running in the area. Soon, lines emerge. A tense standoff that has become all too familiar in recent weeks begins. Protestant protesters facing off with police. The purpose of the protest, to walk from the City Hall to East Belfast peacefully, apparently forgotten. Even though they've arrived at their destination and could go home, they stay and fight. It's been going on almost 2 hours now. Rocks continue to be thrown at the police. The police try to advance their lines up the street, but as they do, more barrages of these heavy stones are getting thrown in. Here they come. This is what happens when the police try. There's glass being thrown in as well. Try to advance up the road. Now the police are firing the water cannon back at the protesters, try and force them back again. For another hour, rocks fly. Police inch forward. As the sun sets, a car is put ablaze. Rioters disappear into the night. An uneasy calm begins. None expected to last. Nothing is resolved. Least of all, the flying of the Union flag. Well, there is expected to be a rally here, another one in the centre of Belfast in just over an hour's time. It's being billed as a peace rally. It's being organised on social media by people who are opposed to the violence. It's an hour away now. It's been raining, turning into snow here. There's no one showed up for it so far, and it's difficult to see large numbers coming at this time. They may arrive. The vast majority of people here don't want these violent protests. But there's no political solution in sight at the moment, Natalie.
Well, I wanted to know if anyone from the local government there has said anything to try to quell what's been going on, since that's where it started.
There's a lot that's been going on behind the scenes. Within the Protestant community, there are a lot of divisions over how to handle this, a lot of political divisions as well. And the criticism of the Protestant leaders has been that they really haven't sold to their population what to expect after the Good Friday Peace Agreement of 1998, that people were expecting in their community for it to be a line in the sand, that there would be no more changes. So in a way, the Protestant politicians are playing catch-up. They're trying to deal with all these raw emotions. So they have been holding meetings. But it's what we're also hearing from senior politicians here is that this is part of a process, that the peace agreement was part of a process, and that really there needs to be more support from the capitals like London and Dublin. Those sort of interventions are expected this week in the summit that you mentioned earlier. But really, at the grassroots level here, it's a minority that are turning to violence on the streets. But the politicians, even though they're discussing it, are powerless to do anything about it. Some of the former loyalist paramilitaries are also getting involved, trying in some cases to tone down the demonstrations. But even that's not working so far, Natalie.
All right, well, as you say, peaceful protests expected today. We'll wait and see what happens.